One of the things that I love to do is to walk, and I know many of you do too at home, and whether it's actually physically walking here in a place like Sanur or coming along for the ride through the TV, it's one of the things that people really enjoy. So today I'm going to show you how to get from the centre of Sanur into those rice fields that I often go to, and show you along the way some really good places that I enjoy, that I think you might enjoy too. So if you ever sort of come over here, you can sort of follow this walk and perhaps enjoy it just the way that I do and the way many of the viewers do through the TV. Let's get stuck in. I'm actually started here at the Sala Cafe on the corner of Jalan Danau Tumblingan, the main road, which is down there. And that's the Hyatt Regency over there, and that's down to the beach. That's Jalan Duyung. So we're gonna actually walk up this little road here. It's called Jalan Karangsari. They've actually stopped all the parking along here. I used to park down here quite a lot, but with all the new footpaths that have been put in recent times along the main road, and the effort to stop parking along the main road, they actually had to stop parking along here as well. I'm actually going to go into this little cafe straight off. It's called Seta. I haven't been here for a while. I really love this place. Dark and moody. And the baristas are cool as well. They do a bunch of cakes here, which are really nice as well. And it's just got a pretty good, I don't know, atmosphere, I reckon. Okay, here's the coffee. This is a really foamy cappuccino. It's probably the foamiest cappuccino I've had in a while. Mantap. They do a good coffee here. One of the guys that founded this is an Aussie guy, or part owner, and he had a lot of connections in the Indonesian coffee world back in Jakarta back in the day. Like when I first started sort of hanging out in Java, he was around on the scene doing stuff, and he's doing this sort of stuff now here. Not sure about that foam though. Okay, let's keep going. So this is the road we're going up. That's a little good place there. It's called Warung. I haven't been there for a while actually, but they do old style warung food, which I really love, you know, love that stuff. Hang on, someone's just shouting out my name. Have we got a stalker here? What's going on here?
You are not going to believe this. We came here and we said the one person we wanted to see while we were in Sanur was Adam.
What's your name?
Fiona.
My name's Adam.
Angelo.
Angelo, g'day Angelo.
I love your videos, mate.
What's your?
Peter.
Peter, nice to meet you, Peter.
Hello. Deanne.
Deanne.
Oh.
Be here
So
if
if you-
it wasn't for you.
Really?
Come to Triana.
Oh, I was just saying, I haven't been here for a while. I love this place. Yeah, it's a good place.
Oh, mate, your videos are great.
Really?
So informative.
Oh, thank you.
We love watching you.
Yeah.
Every morning.
Yeah.
Turn on YouTube.
That was our mission, to see you walking around.
Really?
somewhere.
Have you just been patrolling the streets?
Haven't stopped walking since.
I'm trying to scoot up this way to avoid you.
That's brilliant, mate.
Yeah. All
Here we
right.
go, mate. Love your
Keep up
videos.
the good work.
Thank you, yeah. Thank you for that. Really appreciate it. Yeah.
She's gorgeous.
Oh, I love her too. See ya. Bye. That was nice, wasn't it? So that coffee I just had was 40,425. Decent price here in Sanur. That foam on top, like, not happy with that at all. The coffee wasn't, like, the flavour of the coffee was great, but it just wasn't like it normally is. I don't know what happened there. I don't know why they're making a cappuccino like, you know, the old coffee shops from the 1980s, you know, when you used to get the big foams, or in almost like a beer stein. It's like this much of foam. That's what it was like. Didn't like that. Seta, I mean, I've been there a lot. Well, it never usually does a coffee like that, but in the interest of honesty, I've got to report on what I got, and that's just what I got. Maybe they were just having an off day. Maybe. I hope so, because I really do like the coffee there. Anyway, getting up here. So in all of there, that land there, that's all empty land. That's owned by the Hyatt. Now, apparently, they are going to build some apartments in there, somewhere, in that empty land. That's what I've been told. I don't know whether it's a good or a bad thing. Probably a good thing, really, because that's like a dead zone there. Like, it's just this huge plot of land that just hasn't been used very much. Got to be careful down these streets, and as some of you know, there's like these little signs like that one there that advertise adult services, or what? I mean, I think they're adult services. I mean, the wording on it, I can't put it on YouTube because it's not really appropriate, but the wording of it makes it sound like a massage, but a special one, you know, the plus ones. And and I can't put it on YouTube. Like if they come on YouTube and occasionally they slip through my editing process, YouTube can somehow pick it up in the background of one of my videos and flag it as being inappropriate content. So I've got to be really careful. Oh, that's Jojo's Pizza, by the way. Looks like it's not going to be Jojo's much anymore. I think the second video I ever did on this channel might have been going to that place. That's when I was doing 2-minute videos. Now we're up to about 32. Yeah, getting back to the story is that sometimes I accuse businesses of doing certain things and I'm wrong, and it's a bit embarrassing. So I shouldn't really be accusing that mob who puts those posters all around Sanur and other places in Bali as well of being like adult businesses when they may not be. But YouTube reckons they are. So this is the little walk you're going to be going along. It's not that long a walk. I probably should be recording it on my watch, which I'll start doing now. I've only walked about 150 meters so far, like very, very short distances. And as you can see, once you get to the end of this road, up here, you get to the bypass. And the bypass is sort of the natural barrier between the west and the east of Sanur. It's like, it's not a natural barrier, is it? A man-made barrier, but it's a barrier which really separates the east and the west, because most people stay on one side and don't really cross over, especially if you're on the east side, the beach side. Like it's almost like a boundary there that you never want to cross. These days, I think it's worth crossing over there to have a bit of an explore, especially if you've been to Sanur quite a lot and you're regular visitors and you haven't really been west. Well, you probably should go and check it out because there's some good stuff over the west side. And I live there too. So as you get up here, there's a little section in the middle there, like a little refuge island. So what we're going to do is get to the middle, and I'm just going to dash across in front of this car. Okay, that's not too difficult this time. You may have to wait 5 minutes or more. Get across there. So this is the preferred way for me to get over to the rice fields. There are a few other ways, but one of the other ways is if you just go north of where I went down next to Sala and where Seta was, there's another road there which also comes out to the bypass, and it crosses over maybe about 100 meters up there, a little bit further along. And that's also very easy to get across as well. Let's see if I can get over here. A bit dodgy, that one. All right, here we go. The thing is, at both ends, like there's about 3 kilometers between the traffic lights up there and the traffic lights over there, maybe 4 kilometers. And when those lights turn red, you get this natural gap in the traffic. So don't feel rushed. It's not that dangerous going across there. Most of the time you get these big gaps, like now, huge gap. Now, if you're a little bit slow, you're still going to be okay. Just take your time, be patient. So from here, we're going to get up into Jalan Bernandang 1. This is the road here. As you can see, this is also doable on a bicycle because that little refuge island there, you just wheel your bike across the road, lift it up on that little island there, easy as. It's an easy walk up here. I mean, there's no footpath, but it doesn't really matter. It's a quiet road. That little alleyway there, that's where the other entrance to this side of the bypass comes from, straight across there. Yeah, so this is MD Warung. They do great curries there. You've got to try that place out at some point. Really love that place. Anyway, that little entrance way back there, that was from Jalan Kasari. So there's really the two, Jalan Karangsari or Jalan Kasari, which sound pretty similar. But the thing is, for all intents and purposes, for this particular walk, they serve the same function. It just depends on where you're starting your walk from. Now, this is a sort of a southern end of town type walk. You really want to be starting this walk if you're in the southern end of town. If you're in the northern end of town, there is a different way to do it. But there aren't that many ways to access this west side in between. It's either north or south. This is a southerly route. So the activity we're doing today is Jalan Kaki. Jalan Kaki means to walk. But we're also Jalan Jalan. And a lot of the times people get the words mixed up or wrong. A lot of the times people think Jalan Jalan means to walk, and it doesn't. Jalan Jalan is more of a travel term, a wandering term, roaming about. You can jalan ke luar negeri. Yeah, you can sort of travel overseas. It's one of those terms which is not really specific to the style of travel that you're doing. It's more of a generic term. Whereas jalan kaki specifically means walking with your feet. So you can use them both interchangeably sometimes. Yeah, here's this other place, which is Series Coffee Roasters. I won't go in there today. I keep going back there, and Ken, the owner, is probably getting sick of me. Great spot for coffee, by the way, and some little snacks too, little cakes. And Vina, Ken's wife, you don't really see her too much because she's stuck out the back making food for people all the time. And she is a great cook and a great baker. Anyway, getting back to the story about jalan kaki, it's really specific to walking. If you want to say you're running, that would be lari. Yeah, lari ke pantai, running to the beach. So when someone says, what are you doing, where are you going, or do you want a taxi, and you say jalan jalan, that doesn't mean I'm walking. That means you're just having a bit of a stroll, a bit of a wander. You don't really want a lift. But if you said, jalan kaki saja, that means I'm just walking. I want to walk. Like, that's the whole purpose. It's a bit of a nuance, but it's important to get it right, isn't it? Up here on the right, this little property has a lot of, has a couple of cars in there that are pretty interesting. There's an old army truck in there, Mercedes. There's another old Mercedes in there, an old Combi, some interesting cars in there. It's just some dude owns some cars, that's all it is. It's not like a museum, but it's almost like it, isn't it? All right, we're coming up to the end of this road now, where we'll turn right. This is actually where the road Jalan Batur Sari starts from. So we turn right and we go up here. And we're sort of in the thick of the west side now. This is like one of the main roads in the west side of the bypass in Sanur. Honestly, it's one of the busier roads, and it's where you'll find probably most of the businesses that you might want to go and check out as well. Again, no footpath here, but it's not that big a deal if you just take it easy along here. Like, it might look like I'm getting really close to those bikes and so forth, and I am, but because everything's going pretty slowly, it's not dangerous until you get hit, I guess. But I was about to say it's not dangerous, and I don't think it's that dangerous. It's pretty standard here in Indonesia in terms of, navigating the streets like this. Not a big deal. Keep your eye out, you'll be fine. I mean, I know there are pharmacies everywhere, but this is one of them, Apotek Pharmacare. Apotek is just pharmacy, and that's the one I go to get bits and pieces. I mean, they've got generic drugs in there and so forth. I mean, whether they've got the stuff that you need, I don't know. But it's pretty cheap, pretty reasonable. You can get cheaper in other places, but it takes a lot of shopping around to go and get cheaper, I reckon. So I just go there for the stuff that I need generally. Which brings us up to the Pandai Putri supermarket, which is one of the more popular supermarkets on the west side, to be honest. Hasn't got everything imported, but it's got a lot of stuff. And it's cheap too. Like, it's really good value, that place. This other place here is B+. It's fairly new. It's a Italian cafe / restaurant. A lot more popular than I expected it to be. And this is the walk-in, which is a bar, which is pretty popular with older people. It's not like a young person bar. And then that place there is called Warung Ayu, and they do cheap food, cheap local food, like really great value, good flavour, and it's a very popular place. Especially if you sort of live around here, if you're staying here longer term and you don't want to have big meals all the time, like at a restaurant or a cafe, you can nick in there and get something pretty small and fresh and simple, and it's only going to cost you like, I don't know, 15,000 or something, like it's that sort of place. Now I'm doing my walk here at midday. So it's the middle of the day and the sun is beating down on me, but because it's in June, it's not too bad. That heat is not the end of the world, whereas, if I was doing this in December or whatever, it would be a lot more difficult to do, a lot more brutal. We've got a bit of a breeze happening as well, which is pretty normal in the dry season. You often have a bit more of a breeze that keeps things a bit more tolerable. That place there is called Warung Udin. Opens up at night. They're doing goat satay. They do chicken satay as well. They do both. And it's cheap and tasty satay, like a really good satay. It's about as original as you can get. Now, Some people say, I don't really like goat, but for me, it just tastes like lamb, maybe a bit chewier. And when you've got that satay sauce on it and it's being grilled, it just doesn't, like it could be anything. Like it's just meat for me. So I don't mind it at all. All the different satays there, satay babi, getting grilled in the shade there. The thing is, with satay babi, which is what Balinese would generally cook, is a totally different style of satay to satay kambing, which is the goat satay, or satay ayam, the chicken satay. And the reason is that the satay ayam and satay kambing is made by people from Java primarily, or Madura, which is just off the coast of Java. So that's common. And the sauce they'll use is a peanut sauce, and they'll often have a bit of ketchup manis or sweet soy with it as well. Whereas the Balinese satay is not with a peanut sauce generally. Yeah, it's more of a the satay babi is more of a spicy grilled marinated thing. It's a totally different style. So if you're thinking, oh, wouldn't mind satay, think about what satay you might want to try, because you might want to try two different types from different places and they'll be a totally different meal, like the satay babi versus satay kambing for sure. And you won't get them at the same places generally either. So I'm walking straight up the guts of this main road, but just bear in mind that left and right in side streets, there are things as well. There are also businesses like this place that are not open right now, but that would be open at night. So depending on which time of day you come here, you'll get different experiences. And also, if you wander into the side streets, you can also explore a lot as well. And for example, if you were looking for a place to rent here more longer term, you would actually be going to those side streets and having a look, because quite often people will put a little notice on the front of their gate saying this house is for rent, and it won't be advertised anywhere. So you sort of do need to get on foot and have a look, like down like that little alleyway, for example. All right, Newman's Coffee over there. That is a good coffee shop. I really like that place. Opens early, 6 a.m, and you can just duck in there, have a quick coffee and be on your way again. So if you were coming up here for this walk and you wanted a break, you would definitely stop in there and be quite happy with that. This place is Nasi Jingo to go. Yeah, Nasi Jingo is a traditional Balinese rice dish, usually packaged in a banana leaf. You'll get little bits of chicken in there and so forth. Another place, this is called Parisi French restaurant. Has a good reputation. I went there for brekkie once. I wasn't really happy with it, but people love it. Absolutely love it for dinner. So that's definitely a place to keep in mind if you're looking for French food. So I've just turned left down this road here, which is Jalan Prapat Bres. So the reason I go this way is because I think it's the best way to enter the rice fields. But there are other ways. If you're coming in a car, you may choose to go a different way. Or if you're not able to walk like I am, you might get dropped off at one of the cafes I'm going to show you up here, and you wouldn't sort of come this way. You just go on whatever Google Maps says. So this is what it looks like down here. Little alleyway. All right, so we're getting close to the rice fields now. Now, if I hadn't stopped earlier to have that coffee, and I hadn't stopped to speak to the viewers of the channel earlier, to here at normal pace for me is about 20 minutes. So a 20-minute walk, and we're right on the edge of the rice fields, even though there is no rice being grown there at the moment. It's all veggies, but this is what we're looking at. So they do cycle the crops here. So it's not always rice, they do put veggies in, and that's what it looks like at the moment. Still quite beautiful. What I've noticed over time is that, for example, like that house there, never used to be there, that's in the middle of where the rice field used to be. And there's a few more up there that have sort of encroached in. And then this one up here on the right, that's encroached in on that side since I've been here. And there's another one over there which is encroached. This is all green zone, so you're not supposed to be building here, but people do build here. And yeah, that's just the way it is. They do build here. Yeah, it's difficult because you do have a view on these things, but you know, I also say, and people will agree, is that it's not my country either. You know, Indonesians themselves decide how they want to run their country. And it's nothing to do with me, is it really? Even though you might have a strong view on it, it doesn't really matter. There's another one being built just here. So, as I said, I probably said this 12 months ago, 18 months ago, I made a video where I said, these rice fields aren't long for the world. It was true. Oh, this guy's going too fast. Look at this dude. Flying down this footpath. It's a little shortcut for the motorbike, you see. But yeah, so, you know, I don't really get upset about it. I mean, it's frustrating, mildly frustrating, but I mean, you know, what are you going to do? Like, as I said, it's their country, and if people want to do that to their country, well, that's fine. And maybe they know better than I do. So as we move further along, we just need to turn down here, because there's a place called Warung Prapat Bres. And then, you know, you sort of wouldn't know about it too much unless someone showed you. You walk down this little dirt track between the two rice fields and a few bananas on the left here, and you get to a little warung. And it's one of my favourite warungs anywhere. Very old school, very local style, very cheap. They do beers, they do soft drinks, they do a little bit of cooked food as well. The lady there can whip you up something if you want it. It's pretty simple, like, I don't know, I really like it. It's just my style. And the other thing is, because often the wind's blowing across these rice fields, this little warung gets a really nice breeze through it. I just like to sit there, you know, get a bit of peace and quiet. A bit of peace and quiet is what we want, isn't it? There we go. Hello, boo. I'm just having a Pocari Sweat today here. This is a view. The reason I'm not having a beer is because I overdid it yesterday. Now, I'm not a big drinker, so if I have a few too many drinks, it really hits me. Okay, I've got a dog around here. This is a cute dog as well. Hello. Cute dog. I've actually explained this a bit before, and I'll explain it again because I think it's worth going over. It's about when you want to order something from a place, and there's just so many ways you can do it. You can, like, the most simple way to do it is, so someone comes to you and says, oh, what do you want? Can I take your order, please? Say something like mau, which is want, and then whatever it is that you want. You just say mau, da, da, da. So you can even say, if you want to be a little bit sort of, you're a little bit shy and you want to be a bit polite, just say, mau Coca-Cola. Yeah? Or you might say, saya mau, if you want to be a little bit more formal. I want. And if you want to be a little bit more full with the way that you're talking, and Indonesians generally aren't like this. They're short on words when it comes to these sorts of interactions, but you can do this. You can say, saya mau pesan, I want to order. Saya mau pesan Coca-Cola. Sounds a bit weird. Like, often you'll just say, satu Coca-Cola. Or Coca-Cola aja. You might not even say mau, or you might not say saya mau. But you can, it's still okay. The other one that people sometimes say is minta, yeah, request. Minta da da da, minta Coca-Cola. But it's less common, and it sounds a little bit odd in some circumstances. You might, if you got some food and it didn't have a spoon, you might say, oh, minta sendok, yeah, requesting a spoon. That sounds a bit better than when you're requesting something from an order. You can do it though. You can say minta. Minta is a really strong, useful word if you're ever going to learn some words. Minta is just a good one. Just request, and you don't have to say I request something. You just say minta bill, for example. If you want to get the bill, minta bill. That's a good one as well. The thing is, if you fire off a few words like that, they think you can speak Indonesian, and they'll come back with something like, oh, bintangnya besar atau kecil. Yeah, the beer. Do you want it to be big or small? Or they might say, satu atau dua, one or two. Or they might say, like if you ask for a coffee, mau cappuccino, they might say, panas atau dingin, hot or cold. You might get a question back like that. So it's useful to know, once you start asking questions of people or making requests of people, that they might come back with something, and just have in your mind what those responses that they might make are. So if you remember things like panas atau dingin, you'll sort of know. You might not be able to respond really quickly, because what I found when I was learning the language is that my ability to recall the words quickly was very, very poor. I knew what the translations were, but it would take me quite a while to bring them up. And that means that having a conversation is really awkward. But as long as you've got something there, what will happen is that you might pause a little bit and then go, oh, they meant hot or cold. Dingin, you might do that. You might not either, you might completely forget. But after a while, once you start doing it like quite a few times, you notice certain patterns happen when you ask certain things. People always respond in a certain way, or quite often respond in a certain way. And you get this sort of dialogue going that's common quite a lot. And once you realise the structures of what people are asking, it makes life a lot easier. You don't have to interpret every single direct word that someone's saying. And if you don't know what that word is, it doesn't matter because you sort of know what they're asking anyway. It happens to me still to this day. Someone might say something to me and they say a word that I have no idea what they're talking about, but I have an idea that they mean something based on what I'm talking about and what they're responding with. That happens quite a lot. Like even sometimes someone will say something wrong to me. Like an Indonesian will say the wrong word or they'll misspeak, but I'll still know what they're talking about because of context. That happens quite often. So that only comes with just practicing and throwing words out there and getting it wrong and learning again for next time. And you'll find that in time, like in one trip, you can really build your level of learning in specific scenarios quite a lot. Okay, just threw down my Pocari Sweat there and it was 10,000. It's pretty cheap there. Everything's pretty cheap there. You know, it's obviously cheaper to go to the 7-Eleven or the Indoor Market and buy something, but not as nice. You're never going to get a view like that. So we are walking back now to that main walking path. You see a motorbike go past there, and then we'll turn left and end up deeper into the rice fields. We'll actually get to a location where then you can decide where you want to go from there on your own. But my destination today, let's say for example you wanted to follow everything I'm doing today. My destination for today is Warung Umago, where I'm going to have another coffee and sit out and have a look at the rice fields. They were doing some construction last time I was there, so I'm hoping it's still a bit unblemished by that, but maybe it's changed. And that's one of the reasons I'm going there today, is just to have a look at what the update is on that place. Sometimes people comment on me walking in the heat of the day and how I can cope with it and that sort of stuff. And it's a fair question. It's not like I'm some sort of fitness freak. I've got some base fitness, maybe more than the average person in the West would have, but I'm not like a real runner or a real gym junkie or anything like that. Like I'm totally not. And I'll skip running for a week if I'm feeling a little bit off or whatever. I'm not too committed to it. But that's not how I'm coping in this sort of weather. That's not the real reason. The real reason is that once you live here a while, I find that you adapt to the heat. And that adaptation really helps. You also sort of learn the signs of what's going on with your body in the heat as well. And I stop a lot more often than I used to go and get a drink. And dehydration is the real thing for me, is that I think you get dehydrated really, really quickly here. And it's almost impossible to get as much fluid into you as you're losing. So you can't really, you just got to drink a lot, a heap. And those Pocari Sweats are a really good one. So is that coconut water. You've just got to keep your fluids up, and you sort of adapt. Now, when it's breezy like this, it's much easier to walk as well. But yeah, I think adapting to this heat, I mean, for me, it sort of takes 10 days or something like that. I feel when I'm here, sort of if I'm out in the sun for 10 days straight, I feel like after about 10 days I've adapted again. And I mean that if I go to Australia for a break, or I go to Japan for a break where it's cold, I lose my heat adaptation pretty quickly. Like I feel it pretty strongly when I get back, but after a while you get back into it. So if you're coming here for like a three-week trip and you get out every day for a walk in the sun and it's a bit hot and you stay out there for sort of an hour or 90 minutes, which is backed up by studies and so forth, you will adapt too, and it will make these sorts of walks much, much easier. It's also miles easier in June than it is in December. Like, I don't know the exact temperature difference, but what it feels like is, for me, it feels more than 5 degrees when you take into consideration the breeze, the humidity, and the actual air temperature. even more. Like now that breeze is sort of blowing straight into my face and I've got sweat on me. It feels quite cool. Like it's not cold, but it's just pleasant. Like maybe 8 degrees different to what it would be on a hotter December day, really. So yeah, picking your time. That's the scene at the moment out there. Not sure what, they don't look like veggies, they look like weeds, don't they? I don't know. Maybe it's a bit of feed for some animals or something. But it's like that all across there. So that little intersection there, if you went straight through there, that goes into another thing called the Prapat Bres jogging track. And there's it basically curls around up through there and gets through to the other side of the rice field where there's a heap of houses and pops you out in another part of Sanur that you've never been to before. But you can always get a cab back from, like if you get on the apps, Gojek or Grab. That little place there, I went there not long ago. You would have seen one of my videos where I went there recently. That's called Sanur Art Hub or Izakaya. They've got 2 names. I love that place. I really love it. Beautiful outlook. Nice little coffee there. Highly, highly recommended. Aside from the odd motorbike coming past and disturbing the peace a little bit, I wish I could really explain to you what it's like out here. Well, I can explain it, but I wish you could feel it. You know, I can hear little, on the rice fields, they have these little, like there's a fan type thing there, like a windmill type thing that's got a little stick on it which hits a tin as the wind blows, sort of to try and scare away the birds, you know. The breeze sort of coming through the grass or the trees. It's quite cool. You know, it's just a beautiful, beautiful spot. And yeah, as I said, aside from the motorbikes, it's just wonderful, really, just wonderful. When I first arrived in Sanur, I was offered a piece of land somewhere around here in the rice field. A road had already been cut into the rice field and they were just selling off the plot of land with, like, there's rice still growing in it. So someone was still harvesting it or still, you know, maintaining that piece of land. And I didn't actually go for it because they didn't have the correct permissions to be able to build on it. And they said to me at the time, look, if you're just building a home and it's not a business, no one's going to care. And you know what? They're probably right, but it's still against the law. And it did not feel right to me at all. And I felt it was pretty risky to do it. And I'm glad I didn't do it, even though other people have since built on that land and got their dream home. I'm glad I didn't do it. The price was pretty good too. It was 800 million per 100 square meters for freehold land. It's a pretty good price. You would never get it for that price anymore. In some ways, you have a bit of regret because, you know, when these places, watermelons, I can see watermelons in there. That's what that is then. Yeah, when these rice fields are going to be taken over by buildings anyway, and it's not you doing it, I don't know, it just feels a bit unfair, really, doesn't it? That other people have gotten something good and you didn't get it. Maybe it's jealousy. It's probably what it is, isn't it? Actually, when I think about it, it's probably envy, you know? But that's okay. That's okay. I did the right thing. I think that's important. Okay, we're here, Umagor. They do have a bit of construction going on out the back, which is a bit unfortunate, but we'll have a look around anyway. Hello, how are you? Good afternoon. Good, good. How are you?
Yeah, good.
That's good.
We were just singing your praise.
You cannot say hello without being on camera.
Good day.
G'day. What's your name?
Steve Maddy.
Steve Madday and
Steve
I'm Susie Kiddick.
Oh, nice to meet you, Susie Cadet. What's your name?
Moya Mulvey.
Hey, Moya.
Rob Mulvey.
G'day, Rob. How you doing?
We're just saying how your videos have really, I mean, they've always been good.
You were just saying it before I walked in.
Literally, you walked in, we just turned around.
My ears were burning. I was wondering what that was. Wow, that's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, but really good.
Pull up and have a cup of
I will pull up a chair. All right, I got my coffee and I'm going to give it a go. Oh, I mean, it looks good, doesn't it? And these guys are all like, I've got the eyes of the world on me at the moment as I try my coffee. So let's check it out. Mantap. That's a good one. That is a good one. So Rob has just told me, so Rob's the guy, one of those guys that was over there that we were just speaking to. He's told me that he used to get around on a scooter, but he's getting a bit older now. He's nearly 73 and he's bought one of these things. Now, is this an electric one So you charge it up at home,
Yes.
and you can get around everywhere on this thing, really, can't you? What is this? The brake here?
That's a foot brake,
Foot brake,
2-hand brake.
and you can get 2 people on this thing
Yeah, my wife.
quite safely. And it's a 3-wheeler.
Seat comes up this way,
Yeah,
and there's storage
yeah.
in there,
How fast does it go?
as well as the front. Yeah. It's
Can you get over 20 on it?
33 k's an hour.
33 k. Well, that's fast enough around here.
And you got to watch out for potholes as well.
And you make sure you don't get off into the rice fields and stuff.
But we find it good for a little bit of shopping if you need a little bit of shopping.
Yep.
Or if you want to take the laundry down to a laundromat.
Yeah.
A couple of big bags.
How much does this cost? About?
I bought the second hand for 600 Aussie dollars.
Wow, that's cheap. That's cheap. How much would a new one cost, do you reckon?
Roughly, a brand new one would cost around 1,000
That's still pretty good.
or 900. Yeah.
Yeah, $1,000 for one of these things.
Yeah.
Beautiful. That's great. Thank you very much for showing me that, Rob.
Not a problem.
So thanks for coming along for the ride today here in Sanur, and once again thanks to these guys for being on the video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button to keep up to date with all things Sanur and the rest of Indonesia. I'll catch you next time, and
Sampai jumpa.
Sampai jumpa.